Hello students, welcome to Umadevi Children Academy. Students, today we are discussing the chapter number 3, that is Mendel's periodic law. So Mendel, who was the responsible for the publishing the periodic law. Right, in the first time he's been the publishing the periodic law, right, and with the periodic table with well defined periodic table. His statement is the properties of the element are the periodic functions of atomic weight. Right. So whatever the elements are there in the periodic table, the all the periodic tables, if we are arranged on the basis of the atomic weight, if we are arranged based on the atomic weight, then their properties, their functions are related to each other. That is explained by the Mendel's law. Right, students, the property of the element and the periodic functions are related when we are arranged on the basis of the atomic weight. Right, students? So Mendeleev arranged the element on the horizontal row and the vertical column in the increasing order of atomic weight. In such a weight, the similar property occupied. So what did Mendeleev? Mendeleev he make a table. He made one table. He was made in table. That table in which he make some column vertical, that is a vertical column, and he set the horizontal row. He set the horizontal row like this, in which he kept the element based on the increasing atomic weight. Based on the increasing atomic weight, he kept the element. Right, students? So Mendeleev systematically classify and the more elaborate than the Lothar-Meyer. The Mendeleev's periodic table is there, which is the more advanced and more the better than the Lothar-Meyer theory. Lothar-Meyer periodic table. Last time we have discussed that the Lothar-Meyer also made one table, right? Lothar-Meyer, right? But it was not published. But the Mendeleev has made the more advanced and more easily understandable the periodic table. He successfully organized the significance of the periodicity, used the border, the range of physical and chemical property. Using the based on the physical and chemical property, he classified the element in the respective columns. Right, students, respective vertical columns. So Mendeleev relied the similarity of the empirical formula, their formula, right? So whatever the element which are belongs to the same groups, so that the whatever the elements are there here in that element, they related to their empirical formula remains same here. One of the common empirical formula he mentioned for each and every column. Right, student, like E1, E2, E3, E4, right, I mentioned here. Like the each group he given the one the empirical formula. He realized the some important element did not fit into the scheme. Again he realized that the some element he did not fit into the scheme. The classification of the atomic weight in the strictly followed. He ignored the atomic weight, thinking that the atomic measurement might be incorrect, and placed the element in the similar property together. So when the in this the table, whatever his table is there, in this table the some element which are not matching, not adjusting in that table. So that's why he ignored the atomic weight, and he arranged the those element which are not adjusting to the periodic table, Mendel's periodic table. The such element he set as a their property, they arrange based on their property, not according to the atomic weight. He arrange on the atomic property. This is one of the most important, this is the important students important point. Whatever the element, those are arranged according to atomic weight. He set the element in the atomic weight, but those elements which are not set according to atomic weight, so such element he put into the table based on the property, right, students? Example, iodine with lower atomic weight than the tellurium which belongs to group 6. was placed in group 7, and along with the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, because the similar property. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, which are belong to the similar property, and the tellurium property, which is lower than the atomic weight, but he kept into the group 6 because this property, tellurium property, the property, the similar to the group 6 property, right? So that's why the tellurium he could not be kept into the group 7, rather than he kept into group 6, right students? At the same time, he keeping his primary aim, the arranging the element, the similar property in the same groups. Right? Already we discussed the. He proposed that the some elements still the undiscovered. And one more, this is one of the important points, students. So whatever the undiscovered elements are there, he kept the some gap here. Right? Gap. For example, gallium could not be found at that time. Gallium could not be found, and the germanium also could not be found. So unknown element, he given the some specific name he mentioned. What he mentioned here, he left the gap under the aluminum and the gap under the silicon. The gap under the aluminum called as Eka aluminum. The gap under the silicon called as a Eka silicon. It means what are the elements which is undiscovered. The undiscovered element, definitely it will be found out in the future. It will find out in the future means it would be kept below the silicon. So that's why he considered as the Eka silicon. Below the silicon element, that is called as the Eka silicon. Below the aluminum element, which is undiscovered element, he called as a Eka aluminum. Right, students? So Mendeleev predicted not only the existence of gallium, germanium, but also described some general physical property. Just the whatever theory he predicted, that's correct, students. So he said that the one of the element is there which is undiscovered. So the undiscovered element, that is gallium, and the undiscovered element here the germanium. Right, students? And he described the physical properties. The element discovered later. Some property predicted the Mendeleev for this element, those found in experimental listed. The boldness of the Mendeleev, the quantitative prediction of the eventual success made him predictable. The Mendeleev published the periodic table in 1900. So this is the Mendeleev periodic table, students. This is the one of the most important, the periodic table he made at that time. So okay, students, this is the Mendeleev periodic table he made here. The column he made 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He made here the 8th column. He make here 8th column from 0 to 8. And he made here the vertical row also. And this vertical row he made here. This is one vertical row, second, third row, fourth, like this. He made here vertical row. Right. So students, here in the groups you have seen here, the group 0, the helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, he kept these elements. Why should he kept these elements? Because the helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, these elements cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity with oxygen, water, atmospheric air, carbon dioxide, acid, base. These are cannot show any kind of chemical reactivity. So that's why these are kept here constant. They kept in the 0 periodic table, 0 group, that is 0 groups here. 0 groups he kept, so it cannot be react with each other, right? So next is the group 1, kept hydrogen, lithium, sodium. Right, students? He kept here the hydrogen, lithium, potassium, rubidium. So here you have seen that the elements are there. The elements in the group 1, they are arranged in zigzag manner. The hydrogen, after that lithium, next sodium, next potassium, next copper. Here the elements are arranged in the zigzag manner. In the same group, they are in the same group, but they are arranged in this zigzag manner. Why this arrange he zigzag manner? Because he made the, again he distinguished again two table distribution, two groups. So element are arranged here the zigzag manner. So it is not zigzag manner, especially whatever the left side elements are there, lithium, sodium, potassium, cesium. This is he considered as a group A. Group 1, in which again he distinguished as a two subgroups, group A. So what are the left side element? Lithium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. This is the group A element. So group A elements are considered as the less, sorry, group A elements, just a minute friends, group A elements here considered as the high reactive element, or you may say more reactive element, right friends. And group B, in which the whatever the sodium, copper, silver are there, this is considered as a group B. The group B, these elements are considered as the low reactive element or less reactive element, right friends. So that's why the whatever the left side elements are there, left side elements are the high reactive element, and the right side of the elements are the low reactive. And left side element is the group A, subgroup A, and right side element is subgroup B, right students. Again the second groups, the beryllium, manganese, calcium, strontium, barium, and rubidium. These are there. These are the group B elements, the group A elements, subgroup A elements, and the subgroup A element means is the high reactive, and group B, the subgroup B, in which which element? Zinc, cadmium, mercury, magnesium. These are the less reactive elements, right students. So the third group, boron, scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, yttrium. These are the third group element. Third group element means these are the subgroup A elements. And aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. This is considered as a group B elements. This is the less reactive element, right? So students, whatever the he given the one of the important point now, the gallium could not be found at that time. Gallium is could not be found here. So that's why this place he written as a Eka aluminium. So here students, so whatever the place is Eka is there, the in place the sorry whatever the place is gallium is there, he written as a Eka. Written as Eka. Eka means, it is a Greek word. Eka means next, right? Eka means next. So it means Eka aluminium means next to the aluminium, right students. So he kept the gap, he kept the some gap, the undiscovered element place, he kept the gap. In that place he written as a Eka, right? And the next, the fourth group students, the carbon, tellurium, zirconium, certinium, and thorium. So these are the group A element, and group B is the silicon, germanium, tin, lead. These are the group B elements. Already we know that group is the high reactive and group B is the low reactive element, right students? Okay, so students, here also he kept the Eka silicon in this place. Sorry, so in this place he kept the name Eka silicon. In place of germanium he kept the name Eka silicon. Eka means students, Eka means next to the silicon, So this is one of the advantage of this table. What is the undiscovered element? He kept the some gap and he give the some name, the Eka aluminum, Eka silicon, like that, right friends? So next is the group fifth element, nitrogen, phosphorus, vanadium, niobium and titanium. These are the group fifth element, and the subgroup A element belongs to subgroup A. And subgroup B element is phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. These are the group B elements. Right, students? And the group 6 element, the oxygen, chromium, molybdenum, tungsten, uranium. These are group A elements. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium. These are the group B elements. Right, students? So here already here mentioned here, students, the why telluriums are kept before iodine. Already given the here mentioned here why tellurium is kept before iodine, because tellurium is, when he arrange the atomic mass, means the atomic mass of tellurium is 127 and the atomic mass of iodine is the 126, right? So why he kept here? Because somewhere what are the those elements who could not adjust, the tellurium could not be adjusted in this place, iodine place, because the tellurium property is not matching with fluorine, chlorine, bromine and manganese. So that's why, so tellurium he kept here because of the property, because of property, tellurium property related to group 6 elements property. So that's why he ignoring the atomic mass here, he ignoring the atomic mass, and based on the property he kept tellurium before the iodine. Right, students? This is the one of the important thing, important point. So next is the group 7th element, the fluorine, manganese. These are the group A, group subgroup A. Chlorine, bromine, iodine. These are belongs to subgroup B. Right, students? Here in the 8th group, he kept the iron, cobalt, nickel, ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, osmium, iridium, palladium, platinum. Like this, he elements are kept here. Right, students? So based on the increasing atomic mass, he kept the element here. Right? So one more point, students. So what are these elements? Why these elements are kept into the same groups? The question arises, why these are kept into the same group? The one more reason is there, their properties are similar. What are the properties are similar? The similarity property he given here, the R2O. It means these all the species are considered as a R, general name R, and these all the species react with single oxygen with a diatomic form. These all the species are in a diatomic form, react with the one oxygen atom. Right, students? So this is the one of the general empirical formula. In the last notes we are discussing here, students. He kept some general empirical formula here somewhere. He given the some general empirical formula. General here, students. He has given the some general empirical formula, that is a general empirical formula, right? So here, students, so what are the first group elements are there. The first group of elements, he consider all the elements are generally taken as a R, and this all the species in a diatomic form react with single oxygen atom. Right, students? This is the general formula of this species. Similarly, the second group, these all the elements are considered as a R. So generally taken as a R, and these all the species react with the one oxygen atom. These all the species, monatomic species, react with the single oxygen. And next, the third group of element, these elements are generally taken as a R, and the general formula is given as a R2O3. All these species in a diatomic form react with the 3 oxygen atom, and all these species react with the 2 oxygen atoms. All the species taken as R react with the 2 oxygen, RO2. General formula is RO2 here, right, students? And this is the fifth group of element. The general formula taken as a R2O5, and these all the species react with the formula R2O3. O5, and here with hydrogen it gives RH3 formula, RH3. These all are react with hydrogen with 3 hydrogen and 5 oxygen atoms. And this all the sixth group of element react with the 3 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atom. Right, students? And the seventh group of element react with the 7 oxygen and 1 hydrogen atom. And these all are react with the here the RO4. So this is about the Mendeleev's periodic table, students. How we arrange the Y arranger. So some properties are he given the why he given the Eka aluminum. The whatever the Eka aluminum is there, right? So according to the Mendeleev, he just predict that what are the Eka aluminum is there. Eka aluminum might be its atomic mass 68, but it is found nearly equal to the approximately the nearly equal to the 68, that is 70. And he predicted that the Eka silicon approximately equal to 72, it is that is approximately equal to 72. And he concluded that the density of Eka aluminum might be, he just predicted, these are only prediction, students, 5.9, and it is accurate. And the melting point he said low, that is it's high, and the formula he considered as a correct, students, that E2Cl3 and EgSl. And similarly he predicted the melting point density 5.5, that is approximately equal, and the melting point is high, and the formula is both, like the students. So like that he found this. Though this is about the Mendeleev's periodic table, students. I hope this is the Mendeleev periodic table. I hope you understood, students. Thank you.